Hi, my name's Catherine from Brighton SongLab, and I want to teach you 3 ways you can start writing a song if you haven't got a clue where to begin. The first way you can do it is to start with a chord progression. If you're doing this, then the first thing you need to do is choose the theme of your song. So say it's a beautiful sunny day here in Brighton, I want to write about lovely sunny Brighton. I can find a chord progression that I think will reflect that. So I can choose a major key, for example the happy key of C major, and I can use perhaps only major chords in that key. But what you do is entirely up to you, and if you really don't know where to start, you can go to a website like chordchord.com or guitar-chords.org, and that will generate chord progressions for you, and you can begin to improvise over those. If you're starting with your chord progression first, have a little think about your structure before you go any further, and decide whether you want to vary your chord progression in different parts of your song or not. And then really it's just up to you to mumble and to hum and to sing and to play as best you can until something emerges. It's a very intuitive approach. The second thing that you can do is to start with your lyrics first. So you'll know that songwriters like Elton John always have a set of lyrics written for them before they begin. Again, you want to start with the theme of your song first, and then you want to decide the structure of your song, which is a whole other topic we could do another video on, and then you want to begin to write your lyrics. When it comes to lyric writing, simple metaphors and storytelling are your best friends. Again, we could write a whole video on lyric writing, but the key thing is to turn that into a song, you're going to need to think about the flow of your words, about the kind of the rise and fall of your intonation in your voice when you speak those words aloud, and then if you can begin to sing them a little bit or to hum them, especially if you've got a key phrase in your chorus and you hum that and you mumble it until it has a natural flow, you can then begin to work out a note that little mumbly bit resolves to, and then you've got a key, and then you can start working out the other notes that might go underneath it or chords that might go underneath it, and then you can begin to try and kind of work your new chord progression and your lyrics together. It's very difficult. I don't normally start with lyrics first, and I'm not sure I would recommend it for beginners, but if you don't have an instrument, it's a good place to start. The third and final way that I would recommend you starting a song is to start with a little melody or a riff. So lots of rock bands start writing their songs like this. If you think of a band like Muse, they'll start with a riff first and then work out from there a lot of the time. As for us singers, you might find that there's a little bit of a melody that you're sort of humming, or you've been singing around the house and you don't know how to turn it into the rest of the song. The thing to do is to make sure you've recorded it on your phone, and then try and work out what note is naturally resolved to within that melody. So if I'm singing, "The sun is out outside," that last note that I sang felt very final, didn't it? Side, da 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 da. Right, let's find that note. Da 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 da. As I suspected, we're in the key of C. The sun is out outside, and now I know I can work from there. I can find some chords that go with it. Perhaps I can write a chord progression first for my verse and then, combine the approaches. So there are some pros and cons of each of these approaches. The way that I've laid them out here still leaves a lot of it up to you and your inspiration and your ability to mess around and improvise. So if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on the series that we're going to do branching off of this, where we go into much more detail about the chord progression approach, the melody riff approach, the lyric approach, and I'm going to have a go at doing them and show you how I would approach it, and learn lots more about the pros and cons and how you can combine those approaches. But essentially, do whatever feels good to you, have fun, happy songwriting.